Question is the House to now adjourn, and I give the call to the member for Lalor and Chief Government Whip.
Thank you, Speaker. Well, Speaker, the Albanese Labor government came to office in 2022 with a remit to bring with us to government kindness and positivity. A remit that saw us face challenges and find solutions and bring people with us. I'm a proud member of the Albanese Labor government, working hard to meet our challenges. Some of those challenges have been economic, some have been around climate change, some are around the international space we find ourselves. But I'm very proud to be part of a government that has taken those challenges both seriously and attacked them creatively. And one of those challenges has, of course, been inflation and the cost of living. And on July 1, the Albanese Labor government's cost of living relief measures, 5 of which come into effect on July 1, the important one, the tax cuts for every taxpayer, pay rises for low-wage earners of 3.75%, a freeze on PBS medicine costs, and power bill relief for every household, as well as 2 weeks paid parental leave. An extension of that to 2 weeks comes in on July 1st. And this, of course, builds on the work we've already done, like cheaper childcare, that makes such a difference in the communities like mine that I represent with so many young families. So, Speaker, it's less than a week until this July 1 date, until 13.6 million people get a tax cut. The Albanese Labor government's tax cuts will provide much-needed relief for all Australia's taxpayers. And in my community, that's 95,000 community members in Lalor who will save an average of $1,441. This is going to make a difference to people's weekly incomes in my community. And it comes on top of a pay rise for 2.6 million Australians, the third pay rise for our low-wage earners, and on top of a 15% pay rise for the aged care workforce, which has meant a considerable difference in communities like mine. As well as that, we have cheaper medicine. Now, it's been a big fortnight in Lalor. We had an exciting visit from the Prime Minister to discuss the government's commitment to delivering cheaper medicines, and of course that meant that PBS medicines went from $42.50 and went down for the first time to a $30 cost, and now that has been frozen. When the Prime Minister came to Lalor, he came and attended a Terry White Chemmart, where he met locals Susan and Stephen Foster, who, amongst the many Lalor residents, will benefit from the freeze on the maximum cost of a PBS medicine. And already in Lalor, $2.1 million has been saved from the cheaper scripts. I want to thank particularly Brian Nguyen from Terry White Chemmart for his warm welcome for the Prime Minister, and to all those who were working in the pharmacy that night, and to those customers who were there that evening too, who made the Prime Minister so welcome in our community. And of course, we've done these things as well as the power bill rebates on July 1, the $300 for every household on a rebate on their power bill, and of course that includes small businesses, and that is a $3.5 billion in energy bill relief for every single Australian household and 1 million eligible small businesses. So, Mr Speaker, in our communities on Monday, there are going to be changes that are going to make things easier for people in my community. With inflation running at 3.6%, the decision around a 3.75% pay rise for low-income earners is going to actually make a difference, not just in that first pay cycle, but going forward. We know that easing the cost of living pressures for all Australians is our #1 priority at this stage, that as a government we want to bring positivity to the work we do every day as we battle and plan and implement for so many areas across the country. But our #1 priority, obviously, has been that cost of living pressure for households across the country. In my community, I know that this Monday is going to be a big day for many, many people and a change in the way they think and act. Thank you, Deputy Speaker.